Hello everybody and welcome back to Benjamin Magnus Plays Railway Empire. We left off last episode having completed Chapter 1, The Great Plains, and we are moving on to Chapter 2, The Early Days. And I just read over this off screen really quickly, and I'm pretty sure there's a typo in here because this just doesn't sound right to me. This chapter is all about the modest beginnings of the railroad, but how they quickly revolutionized transportation in the USA, helping to revive the prosperity of the industrial centers on the East Coast. That is one giant sentence, and I feel like this word right here, the but, should be a comma, because if you read it like this, the chapter is all about the modest beginnings of the railroad, how they quickly revolutionized transportation in the USA. It makes a lot more sense. But anyhow, moving past the grammatical composition of the dialogue, while you are building your first railroad empire and leading your rail tracks further towards the west to the Great Lakes, you will also learn about the economic systems behind railway empire. Philip Evans Thomas, the well-known railroad enthusiast from Baltimore, will be right by your side. So it seems like this is still more tutorial. So what do we got here? So we were to leave the pause menu on normal, rail network. Simple route trains can pass by each other without causing any delays or traffic issues. Side tracks or signals are not needed. Well, I don't see any difference here. Like on this one, the tooltip changes based on what you're doing. So I'm gonna leave it on realistic.
The rest are just gold diggers who don't have a clue about how this business works.
We're still gonna be Benjamin Magnus here. Continue.
In 1830, the prosperous industrial centers on the east coast of the United States of America were poorly connected to the mainland. Insufficiently developed toll roads and slow ship canals were the only options when making long journeys. Farmers, businessmen, and travelers lamented these long, arduous, and above all, unsafe transport routes. They were not only an inconvenience for travelers, but also shackles on an emergent nation's hunger to grow.
Really long pauses between sentences.
A development from England was taking its first steps and helped keep alive the hope of many cities in the East of reaching greater economic influence and growth.
Oh, cool.
I've been waiting for you. I'm Philip Evan Thomas.
Love the coastline.
It's always been my dream to build a railroad to the Ohio River and beyond. That would help everyone, both the settlers and the natives. And I need your help with that.
I'm the man for the job.
First of all, I have two tasks for you in order to build a base from where we can monitor further activities. But as I learned back when I was a bank clerk, the books must always balance. So take care to make a profit, even with these preliminary assignments.
Alrighty, dude. Ooh, is this a competitor's line, maybe? Oh, yeah, there's already a train on it. Okay, I don't think he's tutorializing me. I think we just need to, check out the task. Connect Baltimore and Washington. Connect 3 rural businesses to your rail network. Okay, so Baltimore and Washington should be the first thing, and I believe Baltimore already has a big old rail network. There's Washington right there. Do they have one? Oh, that's a really short jaunt. So, well, they make cheese there. Delightful. Is that what they want or what they make? See, this is stock and city. This is the demand. There's no demand, so they're producing the cheese. Alright, so let's go back. We're going to want to build a small train station. Well, I mean, does it... Well, yeah, well, do we want to start with a medium one? Why don't we go ahead and start with a medium one? And let's see. It's coming this way. So we'll probably want it lined up kind of like this. Yeah, kind of like that. Boom. There we go. Okay, and because it doesn't look like there's much going on this side, what I'm going to do towards the coast there is I'm going to connect kind of the inside tracks here. Kind of the simplest ones like that. So it's only 53 kilometers. Going to go ahead and pay for that.
Oh, who's this new fish swimming in our pond? Greetings from the beautiful city of Charlotte. What was your name again? Beautiful stranger, wasn't it?
Benjamin Magnus.
Well, that's what you look like. Just let me know if you need help push-starting your trains.
Oh, there's Charleston. Big map. I like it. I love the contour. And you know, I'm going to check the controls real quick. Hang on a sec. Controls, gamepad, scroll down, just seen on, invert zoom. I'm having trouble with the, Continue playing. I'm having trouble with the kind of pan up and down. It's not, you can zoom in and out.
To be clear, I have nothing against strangers.
Oh, there we go.
My best friends are strangers. But you're not from here, and New York is my city. That's where I do business. I say when the trains roll, where they're going, and why. As long as you don't get in my way,
oh, it's so cute.
Everything will be A-okay between us.
Oh, so you have to be at a certain like zoom level to be able to pan like that, up and down.
Have introduced themselves to you. They have different approaches, and so will behave differently. Basically, however, they want to expand their rail networks and make a profit just like you do. So stay on guard and don't let them take advantage of you.
I want to look at my train. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, I love it. I like how there's the other competitors on the map now. All right, so what was the other ones? Connect 3 rural businesses to the network. Just to the network in general or to a specific city? Just to a network. Okay, so let's see here. Looks like we've got... Is that sugar? Sugar? It's copper, right? Iron. Logs. Logs are good. Milk, cattle, veggies. Coal. All right, so let's see. What is Baltimore? Baltimore's got a population of 55,000. And what do they want? Weekly demand for cattle. For basically, cattle is pretty high. That's the highest. So that'd easy be the best thing to try to bring in first. Would be the cattle. So what we're going to do is start with a small depot, small station down here. Is that, kind of want it lined up going over this way a little bit. So shift, mouse wheel kind of that way. Like it. All right, now we're going to get this. And these guys are going to start getting a little pricier. And we, again, we are going to pick the... Well, this one's... Let's connect to that line. Do we want to set it up? I think that'll be okay. No, for now, let's set it up to the middle line there. See, that's going to cost $300,000. But it's really not that bad. Goes by these places nicely. It's got a nice bend to it. Got a little bridge here. Kind of like it, really. I think I'm just going to go with that. Just going to go ahead and pay for it. Then we need another train. So we're going to add a locomotive. And then we're going to set up a line between Thomas Breeding's cattle farm and Baltimore. Go ahead and... Oh, look at this son of a bitch coming on in. Oh, he's grabbing... He built a big one and he's grabbing the milk. That little bastard. Interesting. Cool. I like it. I like it. I like the competition already. Sorry, pardon me while I'm drinking my tea. Washington. Smaller town. They have cheese. the highest. Well, maybe they got cattle farmed. Well, they're making cheese, so they need the milk to make the cheese. So milk would go good to Washington. So what we're gonna do now, I wonder, can I grab it from this if I've built another small station? Was there actually there is a tunnel there? It is a tiny little tunnel. Ooh, and I forgot something. Here, can we put a doodle in, like, over here? Supply tower. Oh, are we paused while we're doing this? Yeah, we're paused while we're doing this. But that did remind me to put in a supply tower. So we're just going to want to try to get a nice little angle there as well.
Was already on my rail network.
Yeah, well, why don't you just suck a lemon for now? And we are going to connect this one in over here. Right, like that. So there's that. Really gouging out the hills here. So we're going to purchase that. And then before this bridge here, what we're going to do is set up one of those bypasses. Make sure it's nice and long. I mean, how long are these trains? It's kind of hard to tell. If we go just past this. Then scooch it back in. Can we scrooch? Nah, it's not gonna work. So let's go ahead and cancel that. Maybe we pop it up on the other side. Or maybe we just make it shorter. Here, let's do it like this. We'll start right... Oosh. Come on, trash this. There we go. I can do this. Start right here, like right after the doodle. And get it out. And then just come like right up here to like the bridge. And then pop it back in right before the bridge. Gonna go ahead and buy that. That looks long enough to me. So now what we're gonna do is put in the signal. And we're going to make sure that it is set up correct-like. So it's shift. So that... Okay, so you want them coming in this way. And then this one. Yeah, let's let this guy pass. Get out of here. So we can kind of get a better look at this. Okay. And then the signal. Over here somewhere. I'll hold down the shift. And then put it opposite directions. Okay, that should work. And then what we'll do is we'll buy a third train. Add a locomotive. Alright, set up the line between here. I love how simple it is to set up the lines. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. This is a nice, fun game. Easy to get into. Thoroughly enjoyable. Alright, so we've got this train heading back and forth from Washington and Baltimore. And now we've got two trains heading into Baltimore with goods. I've picked up Mashinki as well, which is another train simulator. Probably going to try to get some videos on that out as well. That's a fun game. It's a little more difficult. It's a little more... I'll say that. It is more difficult. Now, this guy's not going to pick up. Yeah, this is going to be a one-way kind of thing. Oh, and they're using the doodle correctly. Oh, that's plenty of room. That's plenty of room. That looks like milk. Yeah. That's plenty. I was really worried about the length of the train. You know what would be nice is a measuring tool so you knew the standard length of a train. Or a certain number of cars or something like that. These guys are on separate lines, so they'll both come in. This guy's just got passengers. Nice quarter. And now, what are you bringing out? You're probably just bringing passengers. Passengers and some meat. Okay, cool. I'm not exactly sure what those little green bars mean, but that's fine. Is that, I wonder, it's got to have something to do with the growth of the industry. Raw material available, cloth. Turning cloth into clothing. Turning cattle into meat and leather. Okay. And this guy needs milk. I don't know if the milk is getting down here, though, because we're dropping it off in Baltimore. I don't think it's getting to Washington. I don't think it's quite getting to Washington, though. Probably just don't have the capacity to do that. Let's grab this. Here we go. No, this one. Yeah, because we're moving so many passengers, we don't have room for freight. We'd have to add on another line to do that. But anywho, hey, we can do some research. Covered cab. Increases profits for transported mail. Covered freight car. Ooh, yeah, let's go ahead and grab... Well, this is the one we already got this guy. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and... I love that there's a tree. It's cool. It's pretty small, pretty simple. Oh, but there's one more tab. That's good to know. Increased number of passengers in every city. Okay, cool. It kind of gives you modifiers. I like that. So now we need one more doodle to add on here. There's coal. There's lumber. Everybody needs lumber. We can bring lumber into Washington for certain. Everybody uses it. Let's see here. Nope, that's not where we want to be. Go back. Yeah. There's always going to be a demand for lumber in these towns. So I'm thinking that's a good idea. So let's go ahead and do another small station over here. We're just going to want to twirl it around just a little bit like that. Boom. And what I could do is add it onto this other line here for now, or I could add it onto this one. I think what we'll do is we'll add it onto this one right here. The second one that's not being used at the moment, just to keep things simple for me right now. And how much that's going to cost? $500,000 because of this giant bridge we're building. But what we can do is we can grab the bridge and drag it out this way. And just go along the coastline a little bit here. Get rid of... Oop. Shiza, we don't want that. That's a lot better. That cuts down the price by about half. We go along to this little peninsula, then cross the river. And we've got this big, long bridge because of the height difference. And there's a whole bunch of these little things over here, but that's how we got to get. If that's how we got to get there, it's better than spending $500,000 on it.
The bigger a city gets, the greater its demands get too. At some point, the goods from the immediate area will no longer be enough. That's where the railroad comes in handy. Now select Baltimore to take a closer look at the city. Baltimore, where the headquarters of our firm is located, has a large clothing industry. The city therefore needs a constant supply of fabrics. In New York, on the other hand, the fashion-conscious customers are waiting for deliveries of ready-tailored goods.
Okay.
Lay a rail line between Baltimore and New York so that the clothing produced in Baltimore can be delivered to New York.
Sounds good to me. Okay. Random breakdown. Well, can't help that. Oh, but what we do need is a supply tower on this line right here. We'll throw it in right before the bridge here. And before we forget, here, let's... Because these trains are gonna need maintenance. Maintenance building for 80,000. I thought it was 30,000, but I can do that. I'm actually gonna need one in both of these because not all trains go to both cities at the moment. So there's New York. Leaf spring suspension. Increase the number of passengers in every city. Next bid is 20,000. Oh, it's an auction. Oh, I love it.
Excuse me, but could you keep out of this? You're driving the price up.
Yeah, I am. So, New York's got a station here that that I don't own. Can I... Because in other transport games, the way it would kind of work would be that you would connect to other people's lines, and then you'd have to pay them. But this looks like you're not allowed to connect to other people's lines. So that's definitely gonna run slightly different. And I think the best thing to do would be to connect via Thomas Breeding's cattle farm, because this goes up into the hills. This stays kind of like down by the coastline, so I can run it around this farm here and up into New York. So what I'm going to need to do is add a station in New York. Feels weird having, you know, multiple train stations in the same city, but that's how we're playing this. That's how we're playing this.
If you don't want me to string you up at your new station, pack it all in.
Alright, so that's $400,000 to do it that way. What if we drag it over like this? Okay, we're gonna have to scrooch by there and make this one come up way over this way like this. Yeah, that saves us a lot of money. I'm a little bummed out. I mean, I don't know everything about the game yet, so that might be an option later. To be able to use his lines, but then I have to pay him a fee, or in like his trains get priority in crossings and stuff like that. That'd be pretty cool. All right, so now we need a line from Baltimore to New York. And we have already got one coming up this way, so what we'll need is just a pass right here. Oh, that's going to be expensive to build it on a bridge. Okay. But it has to be before the cattle farm. But there's one right here already, so that should take care of it. Alright, so add a locomotive. Purchase that. Set up a line between Baltimore and New York. And confirm that.
I'll let you get on with your responsibilities.
It,
Stay alert. I will check on your progress from time to time.
Indian resettlement bill passes. Oh my, we're committing genocide. Cowboy loses pony. Solar energy for heating? Cool. Solar energy really date back this far? That's kind of cool. Alright, so it looks like we've got a train on the bypass. And this is the one heading towards Baltimore, or from Baltimore to New York. Probably got milk on there. Very simple to get the routes kind of set up. I like it a lot. And then that guy will start going. Oh, had a breakdown. On the bridge. Oh, on the bridge. And this guy's waiting now. Now let's find my trains. So this is the one heading to the logging camp. That one's doing fine. These guys are waiting. So he's waiting here, probably because this bridge is blocked. Where's the other one? Washington. Oh, is this the one that this is just the one that jukes between the two. Right, he started moving again. Oh, okay. This guy's coming. And he'll go around. There, that was the rub right there. So as soon as he passes, yeah, then this guy will go. So it is kind of slow having the 3 lines on the route. Oh, we had another breakdown, don't we? It slows things down a little bit, but not too bad, really. All right, so let's see. Research, we've got 100 points. We got the leaf spring suspension. Train whistle. It's popular. Increase the number of passengers in every city. Increase profits. We're not really doing mail right now. Well, you know what? I guess we'll do the covered cab. So what is it? Are we doing passengers or are we doing clothing? Meat. It's meat and clothing. All right, so what do we got on the list here? Connect Baltimore and Pittsburgh. Nice. Deliver 10 loads of cotton to Pittsburgh. Deliver 20... Okay, we're doing this one right now. Clothing to New York. So Baltimore to Pittsburgh. There's Pittsburgh. So is Baltimore to Pittsburgh? Was that it? Baltimore to Pittsburgh. So that is a heck of a line. Cotton is delivered to Pittsburgh from here. So that's cotton. Let's see, what does Pittsburgh want? They've got a weaving factory. Turns cotton into fabric. Okay. So we got some good potential profits down here. So we're gonna do a small train station. Right there, like that. Do another small one. Let's give it a little rotation here on the coastline. Right there, like that. Get the line going between these two. Shouldn't be too bad. Pretty straightforward. Buy that. We're going to need to put on a supply tower. We're going to need to add a maintenance doodle. That actually reminds me, we should probably have another supply station down here somewhere. Just throw one in there. You know, it's funny that when the game's paused, the trains still chug, and the way this smoke is animated is that it's, you know, it stays where it is, and then the train moves forward, giving it this, you know, appearance. So when the game's paused, the smoke's still going, and it just goes straight up. It's kind of funny. Furniture, very nice. Yeah, it's funny that there's multiple lines coming in here. I think that's very interesting. But anywho, we need a train over here. New train.
If you transport the clothing from Baltimore with your rail line, you will be making a considerable contribution to the growth of the industry. Everyone profits from that.
Okay. Set up this line between those two. Accept that. That'll get that going. We already have a like a spur line heading out to the more logging camp. We might be able to connect into that or just go through the mountains here.
Excellent.
Conduct a...
You can hire train crews in the staff dialogue window. Then you'll need to view the train details of the selected train to assign the staff to it.
I have no idea what... Oh, level?
Open the train details of your most important train and assign an engineer and a stoker to it.
Okay. Alright, this is cool. So let's go to my manage trains. This is a farm. Baltimore to Washington. Thinking... Well, this one gets used a lot. So let's give him an engineer. Ooh. Reduces maintenance requirements. Wonder what Quirky does. A stoker. Maximum speed. I don't think that's terribly important right now. But a conductor is definitely slow. Alright, so we've got that. Why don't we pop on over to the Baltimore, New York route. Assign. Give him the stoker as well. And the engineer. What do we got here? Steam supply, maximum speed. I think I like the maximum speed on, because that's a longer route. I think that's a good person to put on there. I don't think we have any security guards. So these people are all assigned, right? Yeah. Cool. I like that.
You don't have first call on cities, farms, or mines. Of course, your transport income will fall if your competitors connect these to their rail networks. Tracks, locomotives, buildings, and cash all increase the value of your company. And the higher this is, the higher the price of your company stocks.
This guy's got multiple trains taking care of this. You know, he's probably got, because it's such a large catchment area. 5% shares bought. Well, we can do some research.
Other companies buy stocks from you, you were able to buy some from them. If you do that, you will profit from the success of your competitors. You should buy stocks via the company dialogue window now.
I would have chosen something far more exquisite.
Well, why don't you shut up? You're kind of mean. So, oh, is this just a vanity? So we have the grasshopper. Sucks to be that guy. And now we got the John Bull. Ooh. We got the John Bull. It's kind of cool looking. It's modeled nicely. I like that. I say it is a very appealing game to look at. Quarterly report, competitors. So, okay, this is the New York guy. That's me. So, trade company shares. I'm going to buy 10% of his business for $117,000.
Go on, grab it. This increases the price of my fast trains.
Okay, because he does...
Should stay just between us, as it's, well, not entirely legal. But we need to keep all of our options open. A saboteur has applied for a job with you. If you send him to one of your competitors, he will make trouble for them. This can also cause their stock price to fall.
Oh.
You don't have to deploy saboteurs to do better than your competitors. You could deal with them in a more classy and legal way. Take a look at which routes are more lucrative and will ensure you become the most important transporter there.
Cool. Got some subterfuge there. I like it. I love it. That's pretty cool.
By the way, your competitor, Don Lorenzo, is a bit of a gang boss. You can imagine that he has good connections to bandits and saboteurs. So it's much easier for him to deploy such characters.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. Train list. So is this telling me which ones are the most profitable? Oh!
Unbelievable rascal!
I think I did something. Oh, something's on fire. Sabotage. I blew up her train station, I think. Okay. So, what is this one? Flow of goods is a cool... It's a cool map mode here. So New York's getting their goods fulfilled. Baltimore's getting 57% of what they want. Washington's getting nothing, but I'm kind of focusing on Baltimore at the moment. Well, why don't we take a look at our tasks? Deliver 20 loads of clothing to New York, working on that one, but it wants me to connect Baltimore and Pittsburgh. Excuse me. So why don't we look into getting that one done? I could see a route I could possibly take. But boy, is that a task. So the direct route's going to cost me $1.7 million, $1.8 million even. And what we're going to need to do is start trying to weave the path through the passes here to bring down the cost. Yeah, this isn't kind of going how I want it. Let's see, hold to move track, shift to remove. Okay, there we go. Drag this one up a little, and then we're gonna need another one down here to kind of pull it in. There we go. That's more like it. And then we're still at $500,000. Can we just get rid of crossing the river? Because that'll really cut the price down if we just stay on this side. It's some bad incline right there. And you can definitely see we've got a little pass to work with. I think we can do it. Task complete. All right. So now we've got... Oh, you know what would be good? Is now delivering the cloth to Baltimore. That would be a good... That would be a good thing to do. Close this one. And we're going to close this one. So let's take a look here. Cloth. So we've got a lot of cloth for export. That's good. Are we fulfilling demand? There is cotton left over, so they're just kind of sitting there. So what we could do is, add another train in, or just route this one over. I think we should just add another train.
You should have learned the most important aspects of your position by now. I'll let you get on with your responsibilities. Stay alert. I will check on your progress from time to time.
Buy that one. Speed, conductor, passengers. If any passengers want to make the trip, I guess that's fine. And then these guys are going to be set to go from Pittsburgh to Baltimore. And we're going to accept that. We're going to build in a supply tower about halfway. And I see a lot of doodles, but why don't we check on our tasks here? So we're still waiting on deliveries of clothing to New York. I know it just wants me to keep going. Buy 20% shares of another competitor. Achieve a company value of $20 million. Optional task, connect 10 rural businesses. Buy one of your competitors' companies. Oh, and we just dropped off like 7 more clothing, so we're working on that one. Cool. So what do we got here? Nothing is unloaded at a rural station. The only activity is loading and good. Oh. Baltimore and Ohio. B&O imports John Bull. Oh, you know what I could do? Was manage trains. Baltimore to Pittsburgh. That's the one I just did. I can upgrade them. Refund price, pay $31,000. Upgrade the fleet. Thomas breeding to Baltimore. That's not Sue Nolan breeding to Baltimore. More lodging to Washington. Baltimore to New York. Let's go ahead and upgrade this one. And let's see. I'm loving the ones that, I'm loving the ones that do speed. Passengers, that's fine. Chief Engineer. New applicant for Chief Engineer. Interesting chin. Carries out research and therefore increases the weekly growth of innovations by 10%. I like that. Go ahead and buy that. We're kind of running low on money, but we're working on it. What do we got? We got 100 points. Detonator. Ooh, buy.
What good is your new record anyway?
Increases the reliability of your locomotives by... That's a fair few. I think we're going to go ahead and get that. Boom. At full steam, John Bull hits 38 kilometers per hour. Maximum of 8 cars can be hooked up to one train. Okay. Follow applies to all train stations. The largest station, the shortest. So this is just information. Looks like information I've had before for most of this. Signals. Find conflicts by switching by yielding the first train that reaches the switch to the right away. Okay. So they'll come in together and just wait. That's good. Good information to have. There is a lot of doodles. Trains running between cities carry freight. A lot of it's pretty basic information too. Yeah, hire employees. All that good stuff, and I keep accidentally clicking. I'm just kind of trying to clear this out. Setting up warehouse. Oh, I actually wanted to do that one. My bad. Yeah, this is almost all information I've already had. That warehouse... Ooh. We already have A lot of engineers. All right, where I'm just trying to look. Okay, this is my train heading over to Pittsburgh. Probably passengers. Random breakdown. Is it running at a negative right now? Well, it's only made part of one route. Passengers and meat are heading out. This one is just bringing in... Well, I've already done that. This guy just keeps bringing in more cotton. Should probably load all the way up. This guy's running at a good profit. Yeah, he's loading right up. All 8 cars. This guy will probably need it. Where is he? There he is. Probably need a few trips before you can actually turn a profit. It's a long route. Oh, random breakdown. Didn't need that. Zoom out a little bit. Try to see where my trains are. Okay, nice. We actually are turning a profit here. So this guy's waiting for the next train to pass. Railroad enthusiasts, start bidding. Yeah, let's start the bidding. Increase the number of passengers in every city where your company has a station. Yeah, I'm gonna bid on that. I like all these extra little.
Say, are you a bit slow? I have already bid.
I don't think you fully understand how the concept of an auction work, milady. How it works is I win. All right, so warehouse. Use the warehouse to exchange goods between trains and build central goods depots. Don't think I'll be doing that just yet. I mean, can you throw stuff onto existing lines? Doesn't look like you can. That's okay. Town buildings. Ooh. Attraction, just different attractions. Factories. Oh, that's cool. You can build your own factories. I like that. Let's see, what do we got in terms of... Oh, these are people. What I wanted to do was check this one. So, weekly demand for logs is pretty high, but we're bringing those in. I feel like we're meeting a lot of the... Well, they want more food here, like corn and wheat. So we could try, or veggies. Do they want veggies? They want a little bit of veggies. What if we try to start bringing in some food? Where's the nearest place to grab some foodage? There's a grain farm right there that bastard's kind of got his hooks into. There's some grain. I could definitely bring some grain into Baltimore on a spur line. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, I like that. So small train station. Oh, Buffalo. Oh, okay. I was like, is my hometown here? We got Buffalo, we got Syracuse, but not Rochester, where I'm from, which is right dead center in the middle of that. What is this right here? Oh, it's like a Native American village. That's cute. There's some corn. Yeah, I think we'll do the grain. Go ahead and do the grain. So let's... Yeah, just...
What is this station good for?
How about you shut your mouth and mind your own business? It is definitely none of your business what I am doing. So what we're gonna do is... Pop this guy right on, just launch him into there. Not too bad. And it's got a nice little juke to it. I like it. And then we're gonna build a bypass right off of this. Nice long one. There we go. Save that. We're gonna need some signals. So let's see. One of these is gonna need to be here, like that. I think it needed to be. I don't think that's right. Change direction. Yeah, it needs to be like that. Then this one needs to be like that. There we go. That should take care of that. And then what we need is another train on the line. New train. Add a locomotive. A John Bull. Purchase that. And he's going to go from Roberts Estate to Baltimore. Accept that line. Cool. Select a track to view the stations using this section. Oh, that's fine. Close that. Unpause. How we doing on tasks? Yeah, then the first time, like, the music cuts out. I just noticed it's very jarring for some reason. It's very jarring. It cuts out and then it just, you're just left with silence. And I'm like, do I talk? Connect Baltimore to Toledo. Population of 100,000 in Baltimore. 20% shares and get the company profits up. Random breakdown. All right, so we're loading up over here, right? Yeah, bringing in food is gonna be good for the place. Put it on fast forward. There he goes. And move on by. Another 100 research points. What does this give me? Number of passengers. Well, I don't feel like I'm really cranking on the number of passengers right now, so maybe save up for some of the tech. Yeah, now he's waiting on the bypass for the train to come by. A ding. Passengers and mail? Passengers, yeah. It's worth a pretty penny making that trip. Alright, so you'll pass and then you'll go. Market Crier. Chief Engineer. What do you do? I have no idea what this person does. But that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money to put into a person. And we're going to drop off our first load of food. Very nice. I love it. Excellent. Baltimore's not doing half bad. We're still not fulfilling the demand. We're not bringing in enough cloth, is the thing. I mean, is there any other place to get cloth? I think the only place to get it's being produced over here. And we just gotta wait for those trains to come in, I think. That's this guy, right? Pittsburgh to Baltimore carrying cloth. Yeah, that's it coming in. Let's see. Along its route, each locomotive also requires supply towers. We know that. Alright, so now he's cranking out. Yeah, you can see that he's bottoming out. It's going down between 100. Huh. Oh, I completed something. Okay.
I've taken one of your employees with me. You don't mind, do you?
Don't you start with me, dude.
One day the railroad will reach all the way to the West Coast. Every day, huge crowds of people set out to cross the entire country, and the trains will continue to get faster. Don't look at me like that. We can't stop progress.
Oh, you know what we need? So we got this train juking in between here.
Haven't you noticed the spy? He brought something useful back to me.
Who doesn't have a doodle? There we go, supply guy. Research. What do we got here? Cowcatcher, increase the power of your locomotives. John Hancock. Okay. All this stuff's locked. Speedometer. I like the idea of increasing our power. So let's go ahead and do that. Slow things down a little bit. Alright, this guy should be good now. Personnel, conductor, stoker. Reliability. Reliability's good. Okay, nice. What's the problem over here? The steep incline, the more lodging Washington train is at minimal speed along its route, it's possible to use a more powerful locomotive. Okay, alright, that's the more lodging train. So let's manage trains. We're looking for the more lodging one. There, okay, so this one wants an upgrade to a more powerful model. So the John Bull, that's the one we got. You can also give it an engineer. Oh, actually, I didn't want to see that. Manage that. Anything to get it more power. Speed. Reduce maintenance cost. It's not going to do it. Stoker. Reduce likelihood of a breakdown. Conductor. Passengers. We're not doing passengers. Or mail here. Off this route, so just upgrading it seems to have hopefully helped that situation. But this is I was gonna do one episode per chapter, but this is starting to take longer than the last one, so I'm gonna leave this one right here. We'll pick it up again tomorrow. Thank you for watching, everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you have, and I will see you all next time.